What is up, Masa Pros here, doing a video for Trinor Studios as well as Masa Pros or youtube.com/Masa Pros. If you're checking out this video on either site, thanks for stopping by. I've been wanting to talk about this game for quite some time because it's something that I've been playing for years now, and it's a game that I find that just can't be beaten in terms of railroad sims. Railroads in itself is a building. I guess it's a management sim. It's where you basically just manage your supply and demand and use trains to do it. It's a pretty cool concept. Sid Meier was directly involved in this game, which is interesting because he wasn't involved in a lot of the Railroads games, except for maybe the first one and probably this one. All the other ones in between were made by another studio. So this is probably the last and final definitive Sid Meier Railroads experience. I feel like they've simplified it in the right ways, but I also feel like they've made it complicated in others, and it just works so freaking good. I was going to edit a video and show off everything and be, you know, that guy, but then I realized that it's easier to just put it into train table mode, click use all trains, and I'll show you the entire thing here, right here, and how the game works. Right off the bat, they start you with one city with a train track and a station. Pretty good. But what they do is they also provide you with a wonderful overview of what this city needs and demands and can produce and process. So right off the bat, you'll see that they have passengers that they want to get rid of and mail they want delivered. They also demand passengers mail food, wine, supplies, gold, grapes, and raw gold material, or ore. And the reason why is because it sounds like they have a smelting plant. Let's check. They have a smelter and they have a winery, so they can turn grapes into wine and ore into gold. So right off the bat, they have me at wine. So let's go down here, click this button down to the winery, which is Los Angeles Grape Company. I love the name. We're going to put a little annex there so they can drop off the grapes, and we'll click the train button here. And, well, so now's a good time to show you the trains. Clearly, they want me to use some crazy trains. Bear with me here. I'm going to go through. As you can see, there's some very nice trains here at the start of the game, especially when you click use all trains. It goes right up to fairly current trains. I believe 1981 is actually the most current, but all those goes down to, like, you know, 1856, 1845, and into the originals here at 1834. 1830 and the original 1828 2-2-0 Planet. Maximum speed of 30 miles per hour until you start adding train cars, and then it just drops down to like barely moving. So that was trains in the day, and obviously we've gone a little, past that since then. I'm not going to use some crazy super train right off the start. I'm just going to use a mogul here for now. What we'll do is we're going to take 4 grapes, and I'm going to say wait until it's full for now, and I'm going to drop those grapes off. That's it. So right now that train is doing one job, giving grapes to these guys. I will expand that in time. You can modify the route, but we'll get there. I'm not quite there yet, and I did not even see that San Diego was here. So what I'm going to do is, and just to show off, you can make secondary tracks, but they always have to run along parallel with your other track to start. But once you've done that, you can run one into here. We'll toss a station into San Diego. And just to make this simple, we're going to take this train track and merge it into this one. So as you can see, that'll create another switching post, which won't matter unless you choose hard mode, when hard mode will direct which train goes where and when and how. But because we know that San Diego is a wonderful place that requires passengers, and also so does Los Angeles, I feel like we can make some money off of this. So let's do 5 of those. So 3 and 3, and we'll do the same thing there. We'll just run a passenger and mail train back and forth for now. That seems like fun. Because money is no object, I want to point out that you should not do this. But money is no object, so I'm going to make a wonderful tunnel through here, which is going to cost, I don't even know, about $1 million. Hundreds and thousands of dollars just to get here. So I usually, if you're going to do tunnels or try to avoid tunnels and bridges, they cost more. But in this case, because I'm not using money, it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to fill this guy up, say wait until full. It'll say the max speed is 80 miles per hour on this train. We're also going to just drop that off over there. And, well, we got a new speed limit, or record, because I chose the wrong train. But it's going to be awesome. This train's going to fly. Don't worry about that. Oh, I did choose that train. I didn't choose the mogul? Or is this one the mogul? I do have a mogul. Alright, well, whatever. So I have some really, really high-end trains that didn't exist back then, but whatever, we'll go with it. It's just an example. So again, another thing here, we got this place that processes oil into goods. So I'm gonna run a track to, oof, I don't like that. Try that, that's better. Now that's cool and all, but I still didn't attach my energy company. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a thing here and probably have to do another tunnel. We'll just get a little further than that. We'll put a station there. So that connects those two. So now I can do some, oh, I don't have a station yet in the other place. There we go. And we're gonna get some goods going over there. Pretty cool. Ooh, this is gonna be my trains are gonna be too fast for the moment, but we'll go with it. So they're gonna end up stopped at the station for too long. Anyway, so they're dropping off meat, so now you can see that they're going to now supply food. They haven't processed any yet, but it's obviously showing up there. And if we go up here, we're going to see that Los Angeles is now producing wine. So what makes that cool is that now we can either make a train that delivers wine and handles it that way, but we can also do what we see here is this place is going to offer food, and we have a train already going between these two cities that isn't quite filled up yet. So you can come into the modify. We'll add a couple of those to that one. And then we'll add a couple food to that one. So now they're delivering food and wine back and forth as well. So I'm going to make more money off of that. I didn't add a new train, which is nice. So I just modified the original. And that allows me to keep going and continue on my way while making a bit more extra money there. If you want to get a little more exciting, you can also on occasion, you can't do it on this one because I'm in train table mode, but you can actually buy the companies that are producing that. So if I was, say I was going to deliver a pile of meat to San Diego here, it might be in my best interest to own the stockyard. In that scenario, that would allow me to basically make money off of both. I'm basically double dipping. It's a nice business proposition. If you own both lines of, or both means, then it works out. So it's a nice thing, but you also have to make sure that you can make a profit on that. So, I mean, if you're not going to deliver a lot of meat to places and you buy something, well, it's probably not going to work out for you and you're not going to make money off that, and then it doesn't make any sense. Business sense matters. Same thing. Another oil place over here, so I'm just going to get a little technical with this guy. So I'm going to modify his route. And instead of just going back to Yuma, oh, I forgot a station again, didn't I? Always do. There we go. So now, oh, wrong, modify. So he's going to drop stuff off to Yuma, and then I'm going to send him over here to pick up 8 of these, also drop them off at Yuma, and then he'll continue his routes. What he's going to do is he's going to go to this one, grab the oil, drop it off here, and then he's going to go to this one, grab the oil, drop it off here, and I'm going to end up with a pile of goods to be able to sell to other towns. In other words, large cities, like I have, like San Diego. So once that started moving, I can definitely start shipping some goods across to the bigger towns, and it allows me to make a little extra money because I'm moving processed goods. As you can see, wine is collecting up pretty good, which is nice, and our food is moving back and forth, so we're making some money, which is pretty nice. I do want to point out that there is a whole lot more map to this. I'm just focusing on this one spot, but like you got Vegas and stuff up here. There's cattle places, farms all over the place. Lots of different places to deliver to different towns. So you don't have to just force all of your oil into one town. I mean, unless you want to make all that money and put it towards your, put it towards, some, I don't know, massive kind of thing where you distribute out of like a hub, which you can do. I used to use like one single town that collected goods and I'd move all the oil to it. But what I found is you're not helping the rest of the towns in the area, and I like to see things grow. So as you're moving goods and things back and forth, you'll see that this town here, Yuma, is going to grow because we've basically we're going to offer goods out of it. So it allows the city and the town to grow as we kind of deliver goods. So it's a nice little trade-off. I'm going to build a double track here, just to get them around. Actually, I probably should have kept going, since we're not paying for this, and it's good. Let's just do that. So what that'll do is I can now take a goods train and some mail, and we'll drop that off. And while we're there, we'll grab a food or two, and we'll bring it back. Makes sense. It just makes sense. Oh, they don't demand... Oh, they do demand food. Thank goodness. So yeah, basically we're running ourselves a train empire. Slowly I'd be making money. I will show you just quick before we go too far here. And actually I'm not going to finish the game, I just want to show it off. But if we do go and change it to, let's say, investor for now. We had an AI player, you obviously lose the ability to use all the trains. And so now I have a guy, that Jay Cook here, who also has a train company worth money. With a fixed budget, though, that means you got to be a little more careful. As you can see, these guys demand ore and grapes, and I have a giant oil refinery and meat, so none of that works for me. So that makes it a little tough off the start, but I can run, I guess, across a bridge. I can do it. But again, you start with $500,000. Oof, that's a lot of money for this. And then you start with the low-end trains. So if you want to, you know, play the game for real. Boom. We'll start dropping things off. But this also gives you an idea. You can also buy and sell the other company's stock. So if you buy the other company's stock, or the other guy's stock, all of it, if you own the entire company, it's a hostile takeover. You can do that. We can also see how much money we're making in the wonderful menu system here. We don't have to focus on it, but it's here if you want to see how everything's going and what's costing you the most money. Most of the time, it's going to be train maintenance. Upgrade your trains, people. We can also see how the competition's doing, how their stock's doing. Look, I just bought some of their stock. And then, yeah, how to finish off the game. What trains are doing what. You can also edit their routes from here. You can upgrade your train. If you find a new train came out that's going to be faster for what you're doing, it's a better way to do it. It shows you what goods are going where, how much money I'm making off of each thing. If I owned some businesses, I could buy businesses, and then there's also patents that come up, like train repairs and things like that make things a little cheaper for you. And you got to decide whether that's worth it for you to kind of spend your money on. So there's a lot of different things, but nothing kind of so out of the ordinary. Also things like this, little challenges that come up. LA wants people to deliver 6 carloads of oil, so they'll pay a little extra for the oil. So that's something that you can also do. I was going to say I could probably just do that one real quick, but I don't have enough money to build the track, and this is going to take forever to get some money in, so... oh, there's another one there. The other thing I want to point out, if you are playing the real game and not train table mode, if you run out of money, sell some stock, man. Always buy it back later. Boom, and as you can see, these trains are a little slower than the ones I was using before. But the idea is still the same. So, where actually, does it show where the other guy is? Yeah, he's up here. So we'll go take a look at what he's doing right now, or in a minute. So I'll fill that guy up almost to the full, and we'll clear that out there. And let's go check out how the competition guy is doing. So he's moving grapes to bishop, so that's his starting point there. Now, the goal is, obviously, I want to attach as much stuff to mine as possible before he even gets a chance. I could run a railroad across here and just, like, wipe him out in a quick swoop if I wanted. It really depends on how successful you are off the start. I don't want to go too in-depth on this, but there's definitely, obviously, some strategies you can do to try to get, you know, your kind of area, or kind of dig yourself out a way to block the other person out of certain things. So they have to kind of come to you and see if you can work out an agreement on how you want to place the railroads and what you can take and what you can't take. But again, that's something that's, you know, just part of the gameplay. I believe they took online services down for this game a while ago, but at the same time, it's still LAN playable, so there are ways to do it. We used to play this all the time online. It was one of the most fun games you could have. It wasn't too long, so you could play it in a single sitting, but at the same time, you could also mess with your friends in real time. So it was really nice. I don't think I have anything else to say other than try it. I'll put the links down in the description, but you can buy the game on GOG. It's probably the best place to buy it. It's usually on sale at a good price. I believe it's also on Steam, but I think GOG is the more up-to-date version. There's a RAM fix and things like that for using larger amounts of RAM, because obviously PCs have advanced past this game a little while ago. But yeah, check this game out, try it out, have fun. Let me know. I'd love to hear in the comments what you think about this game, and yeah, enjoy. Have a great day, guys, and thanks for stopping by on this video. Peace.